So I thought I'd do a quick little demo here. I've got some frame pieces I've made up. These are just made from construction timber. The simple half lap joints here. It's all pretty square, but when I cut the half laps, I left them a little long, so you can see they're sticking out at the sides here. And so what I want to do is run these through the table saw, flush up the sides, and then also any slight imperfections I'll just true up the edge. The problem is that I don't have a side without these pieces sticking out. So if I try and run this against the fence, it can tip as it goes as it runs along. So this particular saw is the DeWalt 7480, I think, something like that. But a lot of DeWalts on the fence, they have a piece that can fold over, lock into place like that, and with the lower profile, that actually gives me something that I can run the frame against, and there's no rocking at all. So what I can do is run against the low profile piece here, true up this face, then flip it around, raise up the low profile piece, and then run it across the main fence, and I can square up both sides. So we'll just show that happening. So that's just about scraping the sides, so I'll come in maybe at a 64th, something like that. Okay, that's just kissing the end there, so we'll run that through. Okay, and so what we can see now is nice and smooth all the way along that edge. I've just run I've got two frames and I want them to be exactly the same width, so I'm just going to do the same to the inside of the other frame. Okay, so now both frames have now got a totally flat edge. So now I can run that face against the full fence. So what I'm left with is two frame pieces, exactly the same width, totally smooth on both sides, and both sides parallel. Now of course, now that I've got these sides nice and flat and straight, I can square up the ends just using a crosscut sled. So again, I'm just looking to take off a small amount, just want to clean the ends up. Okay, might have to do this in two passes, but by keeping the ends flush, then I can cut both pieces to be exactly the same length as well. Okay, so I'm just going to carefully keep the bottom one where it is. Flip the top one over because it only cut through about half of the distance. Flush up the ends again. And the end result, 2 frames, perfectly square, perfectly the same length, same width, and all done with some pretty cheap wood. I just thought I claimed that these are perfectly square. Let's just prove it. So I just measure the diagonal here, and this comes out as, I don't know if I can show this on the camera, but that is very fractionally over 32 3/8, that diagonal there. Camera in this way, and again very slightly over 32 3/8, so it's as square as it's ever going to be with construction lumber.